This video is brought to you by the 3 Minute Board Game patrons. Keep us independent by supporting us on Patreon. Kia ora koutou and welcome to Dawn of Ulos in about 3 minutes. Review copy used. It has a solo mode. It's a game for 1 to 5 players. Playing time is medium, and it's a pretty simple game. You are the gods of Ulos, and you are making wagers with the other gods on the fate of the mortals in the world below you. Can you manipulate those mortals to become the most favored god? The game ends after a second faction reaches the end of this track and becomes legendary, or if this pile of terrain tokens runs out. The winner is the player with the most points, and points are your money in the game. Tile placement. Each turn you'll place a tile on the board and maybe a camp. Stocks. You can invest in each faction like they are stocks in a market. Card management. Each faction card has 3 different uses. Player turn. Choose one of the player boards. These have cosmetic differences only. Then take 3 terrain tiles that you can look but keep secret from the other players, as well as 25 favor, which is both money and victory points. Take the 10 stacks of cards, choose 5 of them to be in the game, and place their matching camp figures below them. Then place the faction track icons on this track on the lost space. Each faction has a camp model, and they are different shaped 3 tile pieces showing the faction and its 2 preferred terrain types. This information is repeated on their faction card along with their special card ability. Each turn you will choose one of your 3 terrain tiles and place it onto the board in a magic space. For your first action you must place the tile in such a way that it brings a camp into play over a purple rift token. Move the faction on the tracker from lost to 0 as their camp is on the board but they have no additional territory. Camps can be built close or far away from each other, and after 1 round our board looks like this. When you place a tile adjacent to a camp, check its favorite terrain. Increase that faction on this track for each matching favored terrain. For here that's 1 for forest. For the Ratman here it's 2, 1 for each desert. After placing your tile you may choose to buy up to 3 cards, but cannot buy cards for the lost factions. The cost is based on the fist value below their marker. You can buy in any combination, but here we get 3 goblins for 9 favor. Instead of buying cards, you can play one. Follow the instructions in the text box, gain favor equal to the spores below their tracker icon, and then discard the card. After you have placed a tile and either purchased or played a card, draw a replacement terrain tile at random. If you would place a tile that would link 2 groups, place it face down and resolve combat. A faction's strength is its fist value, and every single player can play cards into this battle. Do that secretly and then reveal them at once. Cards from factions not in the battle are bluffs and are returned to hand. The other cards add 1 fist each to their side. In turn order, players can play 1 combat card from their hand and resolve its effect. The winner is the faction with the highest strength. Then players must discard at least half their committed cards, gaining spoils for them. The loser's camp is removed and the active player gains the rift token. Adjust the territory track based on the new favored terrain type of this unified group and put the loser in the lost bin. Note that at the end of the game, each card is worth its strength in victory points. Why would you like this game? After reading the rules, I had little idea of how this one would play, and well, Dawn of Ulos turned out to be a delight. A fascinating game where you play disconnected god, wagering the outcomes of massive wars. It's the grimiest, most savage game I've played in a long time, and that's what makes it wonderful. As one faction rises and falls, the various gods make wagers and bets that swell their victory point pools. And in its own weird way, it's the most dynamic stock market game I've played. The camps are really nice and will look pretty damn cool once painted up. I'd recommend it for groups who love cutthroat play and massive reversals of fortune. Well, the best thing about this game is watching stock market tropes play out. Invest in goblins now! However, you cannot get emotionally attached to any faction in this game, because what goes up does go down. And therefore this is a game for people who are quite resilient and can handle those sudden reversals. For a more directly confrontational game, try Small World. And for something with similar reversals, try Tigris and Euphrates. Dawn of Ulos. It's Small World meets 18xx. Gold medal game. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the notification button, like, share, and subscribe to the channel.